Sharing a little book haul with y'all. My mom actually gave me these books. Well, she's let me read them. I'm pretty sure I gotta give them back. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and thank you for stopping by if you're new. My name is LaPortia and I'm your favorite bookish homebody. Today, I'm sharing a little book haul with y'all. It's not any books that I bought. My mom actually gave me these books. Well, she's let me read them. I'm pretty sure I gotta give them back. But I wanted to share with y'all what she gave me because I am a bit excited to read some of these because they're older books by some Black authors and whatnot. And I'm just excited to read them and I wanted to share with y'all what I got from her little home library. So let's get into it. So here is the first set. Now, the first one is by Kimberly Lawson Roby, and I've seen so many of her books. Even growing up, I saw my mom read a lot of her books. This one is called One in a Million, and I'm gonna read to y'all what it says. It says, Kennedy Mason thinks she's the luckiest woman on earth. She loves her job, she has a wonderful best friend, and she's been married for 10 years to her soulmate. There's nothing she can think of that would make her life any better. Then one fateful day, Kennedy receives a piece of news that will turn her world upside down. She's excited about it, and she knows that her husband Blake will be over the moon. He has always dreamed of this one thing happening, and she can't wait until he comes home so she can tell him. But when she sees Blake that evening, he has a special announcement of his own. It shocks Kennedy into silence and wipes the admission she was planning to make right out of her mind. In an instant, her life and her marriage have changed, but not all in a way that she had expected. A poignant and satisfying story of hope, Kimberly Lawson Roby's One in a Million beautifully shows us the difference between what we think we want and what we actually need to be truly happy. Okay, so that is book number one. Now, doesn't that sound good? Because it sounds good to me. Up next is Up at the College by Michelle Andrea Bowen, author of the #1 Essence bestsellers Church Folk and Second Sunday. I haven't read any one of those. And it says, Yvonne Fountain Copeland is shattered when her husband of 15 years decides to leave her because their marriage is boring. Determined to stay strong for her daughters, Yvonne returns to her hometown of Durham, North Carolina to pick up the pieces of her life. While nursing a broken heart, she begins to take solace in God's promise to see her through the storm. Little does she know that her golden umbrella will come in the form of a handsome coach, Curtis Parker. Coach Parker seems to have it all, money and a successful coaching career at Evangeline T. Marshall University. Plus, he's single and childless, but Yvonne and Curtis are two searching souls whirling in circles, trying to attain happiness without God's help. Can they both find what's missing most in their lives? What begins as a series of why me questions soon evolves into an extraordinary journey of victory, faith, joy, and love. I picked out a lot of her books. Like, I liked her book selection because a lot of them are Black authors, but they're also Christian fiction, which I want to get into as well. I am a follower of Christ, and reading a lot of books that are coming out nowadays, they're a little spicy, and that's not up my alley because there are things that I battle with, temptations that I have, and reading those type of things don't help at all. So I'm really excited to get into some Christian fiction. Okay, if you have any recommendations on Christian fiction writers, any books that you like, please leave them down below for your girl because I need some of them. Okay, next up is Secret Life of Bees. Now, I've seen this movie. I'm pretty sure the majority of you have as well, but I have never read the book. At least I don't remember reading the book. But yeah, now if you don't know what Secret Life of Bees is, I'm going to go ahead and read its description as well. And it says, living on a peach farm in South Carolina with her harsh, unyielding father, Lily Owens has shaped her entire life around one devastating blurred memory: the afternoon her mother was killed. When Lily was 4, y'all, I'm reading fast because I have 12 minutes left on this memory card, so that's why I'm reading fast. Forgive me. Since then, her only real companion has been the fierce-hearted and sometimes just fierce Black woman Rosaline, who acts as her stand-in mother. When Rosaline insults 3 of the deepest racists in town, Lily knows it's time to spring them both free. They take off in an only direction Lily can think of, toward a town called Tiburon, South Carolina, a name she found on the back of a picture amid a few possessions left by her mother. There they are taken by an eccentric trio of Black beekeeping sisters named May, June, and August. Lily thinks of them as the Calendar Sisters and enters their mesmerizing secret world of bees and honey, and of the Black Madonna who presides over this household of strong, wise women. Maternal loss and betrayal and guilt and forgiveness entwine in a story that leads Lily to a single thing her heart longs for most. The Secret Life of Bees has a rare wisdom about life, about mothers and daughters, and the women in their lives who become our true mothers. A remarkable story about the divine power of women and the transforming power of love. This is a stunning debut whose rich, assured, irresistible voice gathers us up and doesn't let go, not for a moment. It is the kind of novel that women share with each other and that mothers will hand down to their daughters for years to come. Next up is this book called You Know Better by Tina McElroy Ansa. Ansa? One of them. I love this cover. Like, y'all, I love this cover. Look at that. I love it. Okay. It says, from Tina McElroy Ansa, the critically acclaimed author of Baby of the Family, Ugly Ways, and The Hands I Fan With, comes a feisty and unforgettable journey into the lives of an extraordinary family. Written with power, wisdom, and humor, this touching novel explores the inexhaustible passion that fuels familial ties. It is the spring weekend of the Peach Blossom Festival in the tiny middle Georgia town of Mulberry, but things are far from sweet for the Pines women. LaShondra, an 18-year-old hoochie mama who wants nothing more out of life than to dance in a music video, has messed up again. But this time she isn't sticking around to hear about it. She plans instead to hitchhike out of Mulberry with her arms wrapped around some handsome stranger and on a motorcycle, avoiding repercussions for her actions. Not that her mother seems to care, after all. Sandra is busy working on finishing her real estate career on a tenuous relationship with the local minister. It's LaShondra's grandmother, Lily Payne Pines, a former school teacher, principal, school board administrator, and highly respected cornerstone of the Mulberry community, who is out scouring the streets at midnight looking for her granddaughter. Over the course of one weekend, these three desperate women, guided by the wisdom of three unexpected visitors, the ghosts of Miss Moses, Nurse Joanna Bloom, and Miss Elizabeth Dreyer, will learn to face the pain of their lives and discover that with reconciliation comes the healing they all desperately seek. In this magical, deeply resonant novel, Tina McElroy Ansler goes straight to the heart of women's relationships to reveal the indestructible soul that bonds us all. Another bag, y'all. But first, I want to show y'all this one too. This is not a fiction book. This is actually a set of 3 books. I'm trying to cover up my mama's name because she got it down here. But it's 3 books by Juanita Bynum. In here is Transform Your Life. Wait, hold on. Okay, so there is Matters of the Heart, Walking in Your Destiny, and The Threshing Floor. Excited about these. Look her up if you like. Old Juanita, not new Juanita. Look up old Juanita. And here is the second stack. Now, a couple of these, or is it already? Okay. A couple of these I picked out for my daughter to read. I felt like they would be good, YA books for her to read. I'm not going to share those because I got these for her. But we're going to get to the ones I picked out for me. This one is by, I don't even know how to say that name, but it's called Confessions of a Preacher's Wife. And it says the finest in Christian fiction. When her husband Lance accepted the pastorate of New Light Church in the small town of South Lake, Texas, Jacqueline Stevens thought the transition would be a cakewalk for a first lady with her years of experience. After all, she's seen and heard it all before. Little did she know that she was about to embark on a journey of trial, self-doubt, and pain, the likes of which she'd never imagined. With a world full of church drama, conniving members, loose women, power-playing deacons, false accusations, and fed-up preacher's kids, how could God possibly get the glory out of this mess? Peek into the personal journal of this preacher's wife as she travels the road to hard-learned lessons of unwavering trust and dependence on God. Okay, then. Oh, this is one of her other books. No More Church Folk by Michelle Andrea Bowen. Same author of Up at the College. I didn't even realize these books were by the same person. Okay, so let's see. It says, a Christian fiction queen at the top of her game. The last time readers encountered the good Reverend Theophilus Simmons, he was a newlywed and the pastor of a modest-sized congregation in Memphis. It's now 1986, and the preachers of the Gospel United Church are preparing for their upcoming triennial general conference. Reverend Theophilus is now the father of three and running a congregation in St. Louis. His best friend, Reverend Eddie Tate, is with a fast-growing church in Chicago, but he is getting frustrated with the way things are run in the Gospel United Church. Marcel Brown and his father, Ernest, along with Sonny Washington and Bishop Larson Giles, have had 2 decades to perfect their slimy methods of tapping church funds and other misdeeds. Worst of all, they found a secret weapon that will allow them to make fast money and accomplish what they failed to do 20 years ago. Buy off enough power to dominate the entire denomination. Put their cronies in key spots and ransack the church like it's the spoils of war. Everything comes to a boiling point at the Triennial General Conference, and it's clear only one side will be left standing. It won't be long before the 2 opposing sides face off church folk style. Okay, church drama. I need to change this because I got 3 minutes on this memory card. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. Next up is 72 Hour Hold by B.B. Moore Campbell. And if you remember on my last book haul, I had another book by B.B. Moore Campbell. And I told y'all my mama used to read her. So this is one of her books called 72 Hour Hold. In this novel of family and redemption, a mother struggles to save her 18-year-old daughter from the devastating consequences of mental illness by forcing her to deal with her bipolar disorder. Trina suffers from bipolar disorder, making her paranoid, wild, and violent. Watching her child turn into a bizarre stranger, Carrie searches for assistance through normal channels. She quickly learns that a 72-hour hold is the only help you can get when an adult child starts to spiral out of control. After 3 days, Trina can sign herself out of any program. Fed up with the bureaucracy of the mental health community and determined to save her daughter by any means necessary, Carrie signs on for an illegal intervention. The program is a group of radicals who eschew the psychiatric system and models themselves after the Underground Railroad. When Carrie puts her daughter's fate in their hands, she begins a journey that has her calling on the spirit of Harriet Tubman for courage. In the upheaval that follows, she is forced to confront a past that refuses to stay buried, even as she battles to secure a future for her child. B.B. Moore Campbell's moving story is for anyone who has ever faced insurmountable obstacles and prayed for a happy ending, only to discover she'd have to reach deep within herself to fight for it. Next up is Gotta Get Next to You by Lynn Emery. Home is where the love is. I know that's right. This gifted storyteller has delighted her fans with books such as Sweet Mystery, Night Magic, and Tender Touch. Now Lynn Emery will wow you with this saucy, spicy Cajun treat. If y'all don't know, which you probably don't because I don't think I said it on here, I'm from Louisiana, so spicy Cajun treat sounds good to me. Smart, fine, and newly divorced, Andrea Noble thought that coming home to Louisiana would be the perfect way to heal her heart. But her new position as director of the poorly run Bayou Blue Clinic is bringing her nothing but grief. To make matters worse, one man comes to her rescue. And he's tall, charming, and has serial lover written all over him. Jamal Turner is a hot chocolate dream for sure, but Andrea knows the score, and she isn't about to get taken. She's determined to keep things cool, even though she's burning up inside. What Andrea doesn't know is that Jamal's intentions aren't exactly what they seem. He's supposed to be investigating her, but instead he finds this beautiful, independent lady get into his heart. I don't typically read romance books, but we're gonna see. And last but not least, I got Friends and Lovers by Eric Jerome Dickey. Eric Jerome Dickey is somebody I started out reading when I first started reading as a teen. Now, yeah, I used to read in elementary school and stuff like that, but that was like Goosebumps, R.L. Stein type, R.L. Stein books and stuff like that, Babysitter's Club, those type of things. But once I got to be a teenager and got in high school and stuff like that, I discovered Eric Jerome Dickey, Omar Tyree, Sister Soldier, all those. So I think I read this before, but ain't no harm in reading it again because it can refresh my mind. And now I'm older, I'll probably understand some things better that I didn't understand back then. So let's see what it's about. Here's a novel of friendship, sex, and love that speaks directly to the heart. Retaining all the good humor of his first book, Sister, Sister, a novel publisher's weekly called A Bold and Sassy Celebration of Black Sisterhood, Dickey adds a bittersweet poignancy to this contemporary tale of boy meets girlfriend. When Deborah meets Leonard, she has just gotten off the sex before marriage merry-go-round. If he wants to ride, he'll have to produce the gold ring. I know that's right. A successful comedian with complications of his own, Leonard isn't laughing when he faces that moment in every man's life where he has to decide what matters most and whether he's ready for the love of a good woman. Deborah's best friend Shelby is cool and competent when she's doing her thing as a flight attendant, but she keeps getting her ticket punched by brothers who don't have a clue when it comes to women. On the rebound, yet again, she meets Leonard's best buddy Tyrell. The attraction is instant, and so are the consequences. Now Shelby is confronting a decision that could turn her whole life around and break down their hearts. A book that doesn't diss sisters or brothers, Friends and Lovers tells a story that is real, honest, and brimming with emotion. Heartfelt, sexy, and soulful, this is a wise and witty look at the human condition from a writer who doesn't make gender an issue, merely a difference to celebrate. Okay. Now that I read it, I don't think I've ever read this. Or maybe I won't realize it until I start reading. And yeah, so these are the books that I got from my mom. I'm excited to read them. Now, I don't plan on going through all of these before, any other books that I have or any new books that I'm going to get. But they will get read. Just know that they will ultimately be, in some reviews or collective reviews. Also, let me know down below if y'all like book by book reviews or if you like a collective review, like if I do what I read in January or what I read in February and just show all the books at one time that I read within the month. Or do you like book by book reviews, like after I finish reading Friends and Lovers I do a review on it? Or do y'all want to do multiple books and then do a review? Let me know down below which ones you prefer. I don't mind either way, but I do want to know kind of what y'all like, to see. So yeah, these are the books that I got. Can't wait to read them. Again, if you have any recommendations on Christian fiction, leave them down below. Also, I love historical fiction and I love thrillers. So if you have any recommendations for those as well, leave them down below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is